Wake up at Holiday Inn Express to a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. Count on all the hot, fresh coffee you need and an incredible breakfast buffet that has something for everyone, like eggs, cinnamon rolls, and even hot, fresh pancakes with all the toppings you crave. Next time, do yourself a favor and stay at a Holiday Inn Express with a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. So, when you wake up at Holiday Inn Express, you'll wake up happy. A part of IHG Hotels and Resorts.
How long was Neil Armstrong actually on the moon? When did Europe start speaking English? Did Marco Polo really go to China? CuriosityStream is the streaming service for all things history, plus science, wildlife, and more. What's the real story behind the Mona Lisa? We've got that. What caused the collapse of Rome? We know. Where did we find mankind's earliest ancestor? Come find out. For the holidays, give the gift of curiosity with 25% off gift cards for your curious cohorts. It's holiday shopping season at curiositystream.com/gift.
Hi guys, this is Matt with Deep Woods Paranormal. I'm coming back to you with another paranormal podcast. We're going to start out with some housekeeping. I wanted to quickly talk about the giveaways. I don't know if you're over on our YouTube channel or not, but if you're not, please go over and subscribe. We appreciate it. Deep Woods Paranormal. So we're doing a hat giveaway. We have reached well over 300 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. And so essentially we're going to be giving away like a hat like this, or here's another one. This is still in his bag. It's just different lettering, and the sides, the back's different. I'm going to be giving that to a location host. We're going to be investigating here a location in Bryan for once, which is going to be cool. That'll happen sometime beginning of next year. So okay, so a lot of people keep asking me, Bigfoot on the brain, how's it going with the Bigfoot research? We are currently, we've met with a couple other people, from enthusiasts to other teams, and we're working with them on setting up times and locations to go out and look for the big guy and see if we can document any activity or footprints, or maybe find some hair samples or something else kind of samples. Unfortunately, the scat sample I collected, I found out is just not going to be very good. It'll come back with a lot of different samples from whatever was eaten. The DNA will come back with multiple hits, probably. At least that's what I was told. So, that said, we will be returning to Joe's camp. I have about, 6 or 7 locations that are virgin territory. I've looked at all the reports, and there's multiple reports in the area, but to my knowledge, nobody has investigated these locations. Sorry if I'm blocking my face here. So yeah, we're still going to be investigating a lot of Bigfoot reports. We're going to amp up our Bigfoot investigations next year. We have a lot of new technology that we're using now, a lot more night vision technology. We have a full spectrum. We have one full spectrum camera and another one that I'm working on turning it to full spectrum, just by removing the sensor. And then I was told that's the best way to look for Bigfoots is with full spectrum, because you might capture something else out there that you can't see with your own eyes. There's a lot of theories about Bigfoots, and if somehow they can, and again, I've never seen this, but they seem to disappear in plain sight. They just disappear. They'll walk behind a tree and then never come out, and people run up to the tree. There's nobody there, nothing there. There's a theory that they can somehow cloak themselves, and with the full spectrum camera with those shades of light, you can see them. Now again, take all this with a huge grain of salt. It's all just theory. It's all just stories. So until somebody we or somebody else actually can prove that. It's just theory at this point. It's somebody's hypothesis, which is great, without basically coming up with the who, the what, the when, the why, the where, and the how. You can't really do much research. You really kind of have to look for those things. You have to explore, and you have to come up with theories to research Bigfoots, or anything. Be it ghosts, UFOs. You have to have theories, and then you have to basically try and prove those theories right or wrong. And it just comes up to having either documentation or physical evidence. For Bigfoots, it's video, audio recordings of them screaming or howling or making other noises, maybe tree knocks. Um, and then also, maybe you have a sighting of one, which is very rare, very hard to do, very hard to get them on camera, and stuff like that. So, anyway, some of those other places are going to be, we're going to go back to the Sam Houston National Forest. I've kind of narrowed down on one spot that I really want to go look at, and we'll see if we can get anything. Joe, who was our client and still kind of is, but he's more part of our team now. Excuse me, I'm still getting over the last bits of my asthma problem here. So, essentially, we're going to be going back up with Joe. He's got several locations around his camp, that are said to be Bigfoot territory areas. A lot of sightings, sightings going back over 200 years. So we're going to go check that area out. We've seen a lot of stuff on Joe's camp. A lot of Bigfoot activity. I've talked about Joe's camp so many times. I'm just going to move on. If you want to listen, you want to hear more about Joe's camp, I think we did a whole thing on Joe's camp. We've done multiple things on Joe's camp, because if you haven't seen the video of Joe's camp, and the video does not do the location justice. The footprints we find, the 22-inch footprints, the trees all being bent over, the blinds, finding the dead deer carcasses. A lot of stuff was not shown in that video. Otherwise, it would have been a 4 or 5 hour video, and I know nobody's going to sit through that. So, like I said, we will be going back to Joe's camp. We're going to try some new tricks. Maybe leave some GoPros out instead of trap cams, and somewhere hidden in a tree, in places where we know they're kind of looking and moving around at night. And then we'll be hitting other spots in and around his camp as well. So we'll probably spend multiple weekends up there here in the future. So that's coming. I don't know when that's going to come out. I think that'll probably come out late March, early April. And then in between then, we're going to have a crap ton of investigations. We try and go out every weekend and do an investigation somewhere into either Bigfoot, UFOs, Dogman, Lizard Man. There's so many different creatures out here in Texas. Ghosts, poltergeist activity, demon activity, which we don't go looking for, but sometimes we get cases in and we do go help people that are in need of help. And then just anything else that's paranormal or not normal, we will probably go check out. If you guys have a place you think we should check out here in Texas, please let us know in the comments. We may not get there right away, but we will get there eventually, if we get permission to be there. So, all right. So, again, getting back into next year, places we want to investigate. One of my places that's on my radar for next year is the Dr. Pepper Museum. You're going, what? The Dr. Pepper Museum? Yeah, this building was built in the 1800s. It was actually the original Dr. Pepper bottling company. And when it closed its doors, basically became a museum. And so it's really cool. I really like Dr. Pepper anyway, so I would want to go there anyways. But supposedly it's haunted as well. They've picked up everything from a EVP of a woman saying, "Here comes the train," and then hearing the train actually come by. The workers report seeing faces and then them just disappearing. They hear footsteps walking around, and then things just go flying off the shelf, which is strange. Um, I'm sure there's more reports, but at this time, I've just started to scratch the surface. I've been keeping an eye on it. I started looking at it last year. I mean, the beginning of this year, excuse me, and it's somewhere I really want to go, and I want to see if we can do a full-on investigation there and document anything. So, another place I've always wanted to go is Buddy Holly's gravesite, and that'll probably be a day investigation. Go there, see if we can make contact with anything, any spirits. Um, but essentially, we'll basically be going through not only Buddy Holly's site, but there's a lot of graves there. So maybe we can make contact with anything else that's there as well, or anybody else. Next to that is a place called Hell's Gate, and what that is there's a railroad bridge that goes across this gap, and where the Brazos River runs through, and essentially there's lots of stories. I don't know if any of them are true or not, but anything from demonic to just human spirits to shadowy figures down there. Um, there was a story, and this has never been actually verified. And so again, just take all this with a grain of salt. But supposedly there was a train that was coming over or coming over towards Hell's Gate, and bandits robbed the train, supposedly murdered everybody. And as they got the train up over the bridge, they took everybody and threw them off, the dead bodies, into the river below. And so supposedly the passengers from the train robbery are still haunting the area, supposedly. Supposedly, again, this is all, just take this with a grain of salt, because we found out in the past that we've heard all these stories about things, and they turn out not to be true. So, supposedly, satanic cults have practiced in the canyon. Um, doesn't really mean a lot to me. I've been to several places where supposedly satanic cults have done things, and there's no demonic activity at all. And then also a young woman supposedly committed suicide by hanging herself off the bridge. So again, the reports are just basically of shadowy figures and stuff down there. So we'll see. Um, it's it's about a 5 hour drive, 6 hour drive from here, maybe a little bit longer. So that's going to be a weekend investigation. There's other places in that area I want to check out as well. So I'm going to be keeping your eye out for Hell's Gate. We will be probably investigating that area next year. Another one that's been on my hit list for quite a while is the Yorktown Memorial Hospital. I've talked to many people who've actually investigated in there, and they say it's creepy as hell. It's really dark. It's dangerous too. There's still all the medical stuff basically just got left. Files, bottles of blood, stuff like that were just left. When the hospital closed, they just told everybody up and leave. So I heard when the place was first taken over, probably by the current person that owns it. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I do have it, and I'm going to be contacting her probably beginning of next year to see when she has availability for us to come in. That basically it was just left as a mess, and they've been cleaning it up, but I've heard there's holes in the floor. Supposedly the front rail, the stairs, are so dangerous that they actually put a pane of glass in front of it so people couldn't actually go up there. And there's reports that someone sits there and taps on the glass. Another thing about this hospital, is that the patients were not well taken care of. And that's part of the reason it shut down. Anytime you have a hospital or any location where people are not well taken care of, um, you get hauntings or even poltergeist activity usually, because those spirits were so tormented in their living time that essentially now they can't rest. They're so frustrated, they're so upset that they essentially, they just can't sit still. And they like to interact with people, sometimes in a good way and sometimes in a bad way. I've heard of people actually being scratched in this place too. So, do I think it's demonically haunted? Probably not. Anytime you have that kind of stuff going on, you will get a demonic type haunt, or negative. Anytime you have a concentrated area where negative things happen, you sometimes can get a demonic haunt. A lot of the times what happens with these kind of haunts is they're not truly demonic, but all that pain, all that frustration, and everything that happened with those people, from being mistreated and maybe even mentally abused or not given correct care, or being in a lot of pain because they weren't given correct care, that leaves a mark on the location. It leaves some kind of energy. And so that energy can sometimes manifest itself in a negative way. And sometimes that's misconceived as being demonically haunted, which I don't believe it is. So anyways, guys, I'm going to do a shorter podcast today. I've got other things to do. We are ramping up, getting ready for next year. Amanda and I were going to be sorting out locations coming up this week, I think, whenever she's available. And we'll be talking about places that she wants to investigate. And I'm going to be sharing Bigfoot locations with her. And we're going to start setting up a schedule for next year. So lots of new investigations will be coming down the pike. If you follow us on YouTube, again, Deep Woods Paranormal, there's going to be a lot of new videos. I'm going to be doing some more gear reviews. We always have our podcasts on here. And if you want to watch the videos type podcast, of course, go over to our YouTube channel. So, all right, guys. Well, you guys all stay haunted, and we really appreciate all your support. Thank you guys so much for all the likes and subscribes on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys if you're just listening to our audio podcast. We appreciate all the downloads. We appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much. And we'll continue to bring you content, and we'll talk to you guys here shortly.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino-style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere, and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.